Ah! Hello guys and welcome to a live stream video. This is my first live stream, I don't know, about a year or so. I'm hoping that in the distant future, or near future I should say, I'll have a better setup, the lighting, bit jerry-rigged and whatnot. But I kind of wanted to test this out again because this is my first time live streaming on my laptop. Usually I live stream on my iPad, but my iPad is out of commission right now. But the premises of this live stream video is set the stage of what will happen probably in a week or so. I will be changing the name of the live stream I'm doing, maybe changing the style, and hopefully I can get guests or anybody who's interested in joining the live stream. I found some interesting software where I can add other people to join in and do a live stream with other artists, photographers, and things like that, and talk about current events and music, photography, things like that, etc. So in this live stream, it's gonna be short, not too long. I'm not doing like a whole hour live stream. I could if more people join and ask questions and whatnot. Though, if you are watching this and want to ask questions and want to say hello, whatever, feel free to. But in the meantime, I will talk a little bit more about what's going on in my life so far. As you may know, I still live and work in China. Things here are getting slightly better every day. Things are actually back to normal, 100%. Though there are still some cases popping up here and there. But in the meantime, I'm working and focusing on my photography, my art, and whatnot, especially on this channel. Actually, this week I will be releasing a new video where I would do a review on a Canon camera that I bought many months ago. It's not the Canon R5. I'm not a big YouTuber, so I don't have the luxury to review all these cool cameras that's coming out these days. But hopefully one day I can and whatnot. Other than that, I'm also working on my first book. I think I said that a year ago, maybe more than a year ago, where I was going to create a zine. But I decided to scrap it and start to create an actual book where I have a collection of my artwork that I've done over the years, photography that I've shot, analog and digital, and of course lots of writings that I did as well, and try to make at least one book in my lifetime, hopefully. I'm also working on music, working on my solo project and a band project with a great friend of mine. That should be done soon, hopefully. And then just basically trying out film, trying out new cameras and old cameras. Hopefully I can do a little bit of traveling with the situation here in China. I'm trying to be very cautious and, try to stay safe as much as I can. But that's pretty much it, what's going on in my life. Try to stay busy, try to stay focused. But what I really want to do for this particular live stream, back to the beginning of the purpose of this video, is that I want to do kind of like just maybe 30-minute, an hour show. Maybe different weeks I will have a topic where I talk about certain things, whether it be art, photography, and music. I hopefully, like I said earlier, I can probably get people to come and join me, other guests who are interested in joining the live stream. Could be anybody, could be bloggers, could be photographers, musicians, things like that. I'm trying to kind of just stick to the main frame of what I do as a creative person. So I don't want to get too out there, maybe not get too political, though the things that are going on in the world today, especially back in the States. You know, it's an interesting topic to get into, but maybe I'll touch on that once in a while. I'm actually creating a name as well for the new live streams. Typically, I would just say live and direct and the episode or whatever I'm talking about. But I want to make this more of like a radio broadcast, hence the name Radio the Artist. So I basically want to just use my name and kind of flip it into an actual like broadcast where I dive into certain things. I'm hopefully I can also do some live painting. Maybe also teach some painting. Maybe I'll have a guest that come in and I can teach them painting while people are watching and they can ask questions and things like that. But so that's pretty much the idea and the creation that I'm working on right now. So don't take my idea. So so basically, I'm just doing that, and I'm trying to expand the channel more, focusing basically on my photography, art, and music. Probably mostly photography and art. And maybe I will create another channel where I just post music. I'm getting better. I'm trying to hone in much better on what I'm good at and not to go too far. I feel like I was going a bit out there with the blogging and whatnot. Yes, I live in China and it's easy for me to vlog about what's going on, but you know, I think I'm missing the point of who I am and why I create and why I'm an artist, things like that. And I think I want to create a little bit of a unique channel where, yes, I do photography, but I'm also, you know, dive into more of the creative process and my perspective on things. A lot of photography channels kind of follow the same formula, and I'm trying to find a way to like carve my own uniqueness, my own style, and try to do something a little different and stand out. Of course, obviously, I do kind of stand out, various reasons, especially in the photography on YouTube photographers. It's not. I feel like there's not many. I don't know, my type, if you can say. As someone pointed out in one of my videos. But other than that, that's pretty much it. And I really wanted to test this live stream out because I couldn't do live streams. I did live stream for a while, but then YouTube changed the rules where you're supposed to have 1,000 subscribers and you're supposed to have a certain amount of subscribers and then you can do live stream again. Or maybe YouTube just got pretty angry that I just kept doing live streams. Like, oh, we don't want you to do live streams no more. You gotta hit 1,000 subscribers. I hit that number, which I'm pretty thankful for. I'm not there at 2K yet, but I'm clawing my way into that number. It's gonna take me a long time, but I'm hoping that as more people see the channel and more people share and more people talk about it, you know, the community can grow. Because I feel like with my talent and what I can do and what I can contribute as a YouTuber, I think it's quite different and unique, I think. But I'm working on that. So definitely, and trying to get better at editing, better at, you know, creating better content and more interesting content. But I'm hoping that anyone who's watching this, check out my previous videos that I posted. I did a hit video on Hoga again, where I just talked about why people should purchase that camera. I'm actually probably going to upgrade that to a more professional medium format camera. I saw something online where I'm interested to buy. Not gonna say yet because I will probably end up just reviewing it and showcasing. I am loving that shirt. Well, thank you, Snarky. I should do that for every video. I should just wear like some cool like patterned shirts, and you know what I mean. I know some like there's a couple like photographer channels they like wear like somebody just wears like a beanie or a hat I'm just gonna do the shirts, wear funky shirts and all that. All videos just me, like Fantano, Anthony Fantano, needle drop, you know, wear flannel, different color flannels. That'd be kind of cool, right? It says this is Johnny Fantano here, isn't it? I wonder if they make that in snarky size. They probably do. I got this in Thailand actually. I got this shirt in Thailand, and actually my fiance bought this for me when I first met her. She was like, "Oh, this shirt was cool. You should get that." And she got it for me, and I don't wear it often. I have another one where it's like a cheetah print. Oh, look, a leopard, but I might wear that next time. I don't know. It's funny because I'm actually terrible at fashion. Like I'm not fashion conscious. I just throw on a shirt and I don't know. I like weird patterns and I don't know. I just throw it on and don't care. Look, wow, that's nice. And I'm like, I just threw this on this morning. I don't really care. You know. I think one thing you learn in life is that sometimes you just don't worry about. Back in the days, like I don't know. I was in my teens. I went to school. Like you gotta like look nice and you gotta like fit in. But then as soon as you learn that it's just all, yeah, my wife has better fashion sense than I do. I don't know. My other half, her fashion is pretty cool too. I mean, a lot of people say it's a little out there, but I don't know. It's what you like, right? I mean, I don't care what people say. So, but I guess it is funny, right? Like with fashion, like I think fashion is just like people like ourselves, right? We just don't care. And then somebody comes around like, wow, that looks cool, and then it becomes a trend. You know what I mean? It's like back in the day where people make fun of me for wearing like Skechers. Now like Skechers is like popular here in China. It's weird. It's like a fashion trend now. I'm just like back then I got made fun of for that. But that's how it is, right? But definitely. So yeah, definitely. So I'm just testing out the live stream, just testing it out. And actually I have a better camera now. I was using my iPad. iPad camera was a little bit funky, but I will actually upgrade this camera to even a better camera. I'll be using my Sony camera. For all the Sony fanboys out there, yes, I have a Sony. You know, I'll use a Canon too, maybe, but and actually, I'm in the process of looking out for an upgraded camera. Not upgrading my camera, but finding a second camera. I will still use my A5100 camera, which is one of the videos I've done in my channel. I would probably use that primarily for vlogging and just keeping it at home and taking it around, doing snapshots and stuff. But I really want something a little bit more substantial, beefier, better autofocusing. I'm either leading to Fuji film or just stick with Sony, especially with the A7S III. I don't know, it might be great, but to be honest, I do stills a lot too as well. So I think Fujifilm is more towards me because I do a lot of photography as well. And just having that balance between photography and video is perfect. But maybe I'll just get a Sony 6600 and call it a day. Who knows? But that A7S III, I think that's a beast. Oh yeah, it's 12 meg. People complain, oh, it's 12 megapixels, but people don't remember. People forget, like 10 years ago, Canons and Sony. Canon was making 12 megapixel DSLRs, and people were doing studio work for it. So and the images were really great. I think as technology advances, we tend to forget past. You think, oh, this was terrible. But I think most things in the past always end up resurging again. But that's how it is. The cycle just rotates and continues. So yes. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking getting another camera, but don't know yet. Might be fairly soon. Because it's difficult sometimes to vlog especially when I'm doing B-roll. Like I have to move the camera, and I got to B-roll, and then I got to put the camera back on the tripod, and then I got to film, and then I got to move the camera again. It's like the second camera, I could just boop, boop, boop. The other camera could do its job. I can just take the second one and do what I want to do and continue with that. And I think that functionality in my workflow is better. Unlike Fashion China, isn't if one ever been in Fashion China in the past 40 years. 2, could be conceiving a fan. 3, would burst into flames from the fact that it burst into flames. True. Is if you want ever been in Fashion China, I have to do this again. Yeah, USA. I don't know at this point, I don't know if I'm ever going to ever get back to the States. Right now it's an utter mess there. But I'm hoping that things turn around and more people wake up and realize that needs to change. Change needs to happen. So yes, so far so good. I'm actually feeling much better doing it. It's been so long since I've done a live stream. Like I feel like there's a lot of things that I could have done live stream for, like last year, but YouTube was like, no, you can't do live stream. And then you had to use this software to do live stream, man. But my software apparently was bugging and it couldn't work properly. And I couldn't do any live streaming. Because I feel like some of my ideas I had for live streaming could have worked. But now they're kind of outdated, so I have to scrap. But now that I have a good substantial amount of subscribers and people watching, and the concepts and ideas are rolling in my head, I think that I can definitely make something much more bigger and definitely make something much more professional in these live streams. Hopefully I can not just only me talking to the camera every week. I hope I can get other folks to join in and have cool conversations, especially with all my China vlogger friends out there. It would be a good start. So yes, so I think this is pretty much it. This is just a testing 1, 2, 3 on this live stream. I don't know. I could continue, but it's only 2 people on here. I could keep going, right, for an hour, just rambling. I definitely join you. Oh, good snarky. I got one person that's gonna join me. I feel so excited now. I have a party. I didn't bring any champagne, so maybe next time. Celebrating. Right now, I'm creating the logo and the concept for the live stream. Maybe I'll do one next week, maybe the week after. I need to get everything put together, and I also need a better setup for doing these live streams. Because I like this is okay, but I seen these guys, they look very nice with cameras and stuff, and like they got a nice setup. So I need to like upgrade myself, right? Make it more legit. You know what I mean? Go from a shack to a mansion. That kind of upgrade. But it's 2 people, so it must be snarky. And who is the second person? If you can chat who you are, like, hey, my name is blah blah blah. That would be very nice. Other than that, I think it's the Snarky and Radio Show. the Snarky and Radio Show. But yes, right now it's so yeah. But I don't have anything else to show. What else can I say? I guess I could say to everybody that's watching that thank you for watching. I hope you guys like, share, and subscribe. Share this channel. What are you using to stream with? I Actually, I'm just using YouTube now. I'm just using YouTube and the good old V to the P to the M. Just putting that out there. I'm very surprised right now I was able to do so well. I have no hiccups, no problems. It looks like everything looks good. I don't know how I'm looking at the other side of the fence here. Yeah, I'm not using any. So I'm not using OBS. I'm not using any other software. I'm just using straight up. The only problem I have on my Mac, my camera's broken. That's why I have a webcam. And I have an old Mac anyway, so go figure. So I'm using like this cheapo webcam that I bought in Thailand because I had online classes during the COVID situation here in China. So I was I had to buy something quickly, and it's terrible because if the light goes out, some echoes and air sounds. Oh man, maybe I need to get. I have to get a mic, get like the snarky mic, right? And maybe because I'm using the Mac's microphone, it's probably not that good. That's why I always use the headphones and the Apple headphones. And I have my air conditioning on because it's so hot. So that's probably why I need to turn off the air conditioner. So I'm glad that I can test this out and adjust myself for a future live stream. That way everything sounds good. Otherwise, like I can just do a live stream in the hallway using a can. Hey guys, welcome to another video. So I got people. I bought the set. You're sure it's USB, but studio quality sound. But it's not cheap. Okay, I will check that out. I'll definitely check it out. I just need a night. I have. No, I don't. I thought I did. Yeah, I need to get a good mic. And also need mic for other like recording stuff too. I'm using my the H1N1. What is the name of that one? But you can't use that for recording, I guess, on live stream. Just a regular mic to record audio when you're filming. I need like an actual studio mic. That way I can get better sound instead of using the laptop's microphone. So yeah. So we got 2 people on here. I'm picking up to show you, but then I'm like, oh, stop being lazy. Pick up the mic. So yeah. But anyway, so Snarky's on here. He's chatting away with me. I don't know who the second person is, but thank you. Oh, that person left. So it's just the radio and the Snarky show. We're just chatting back and forth. We're talking about, I don't know, why RoboCop 2 is a good movie. Why RoboCop 3 was a travesty. I'm just testing it out here. Testing 1, 2, 3. But I probably will start to wind things down in a few minutes. Just to get a taste of what's going on here. I wish on like it was that was a good movie. RoboCop 3 was crap. Right. Well, same time, mind blown. Mind blown. Yes, mind blown. Obviously. What's the movie I watched the other day? I watched I forgot. I recently been watching a lot of like samurai films. A lot of classic samurai films, like Seven Samurai. There's another one. Twilight Samurai is really good. Probably never heard of that one, but I don't know, because there's this game that came out for PS4. What's it, Ghost of Tsushima? And I'm like, I want a PS4. but I'm like, maybe I should just wait for the PS5 and then play the game on the PS5. But that's just my thing. Because we both said RoboCop 2 was good and RoboKid was bad at the same time. Too funny. Yeah, RoboCop 1 and 2. Well, first two were good. First two were good. I just wish, and they're actually talking about doing a reboot. A reboot. They done the last one a couple years ago. I think it was terrible, but they're working on a newer one. But I don't think it's in production yet. I'm hoping that this one will be more true to its roots. I don't know why. Just like a couple months ago, I just got the itch of watching Robot. I was like, RoboCop, I remember that, and started watching the first two. I think I remember having the action figures too when I was a kid. So yeah. Oh, I know why. Because Mortal Kombat, the new Mortal Kombat game, you can play RoboCop. So it got me thinking, like, oh, yeah, with Mike Keaton was man. Yeah, it was man. It was awesome. Yeah. I can see Christopher Nolan directing RoboCop. I don't know why, but like, I watched anime Afro Samurai recently. It was dope. Yo, Afro Samurai is my show. Actually, I started to get back into anime again. I always have like I go on and off with anime. Um, what was the last anime I watched? Was it Space Dandy? So recently, I've been trying to catch up on anime because it's been a long time. You know, it was Space Dandy and One Punch Man. Those are the two that I watched like a couple years ago. Other than that, I haven't really, I lost track because there's so much anime. Like, it's like just so much anime out there. It's hard to keep up. And nowadays, like Netflix has got this like they're killing it now with all this content, original content. So like now they're streaming anime now. So it's like it's just like any anime that goes beyond like the second season, it kind of just falls flat for me. So I kind of just stopped watching it. Like Cowboy Bebop, like that was good. You know what I mean? Like you just don't make any more. It's good. Stop where it is. But like what was it? Naruto, Bleach, 500 episodes. I still haven't watched like the Shippuden series. Before when Naruto gets a little older, and like I didn't even watch any of that. I stopped watching. Yeah, like 700 episodes of Naruto. I can't. Oh my gosh, I still haven't watched. I stopped. I remember when I don't know if you know in the States they had Toonami, and Toonami had Naruto. And the minute they canceled it, I just didn't watch it ever again. Yeah, Naruto. I was a Naruto fan. I think my favorite anime was Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho, Ronin Kenshin, Gundam Wing. I like Mobile Suit Gundam Wing. And then there was another Gundam Wing show I liked. Actually, it's just two other ones I liked. They were pretty good. So Toonami was amazing. Toonami was like the opening, the gate opener for anime for me. I think my favorite one also as well is Samurai Champloo. That's the same people that made Cowboy Bebop. I think that was pretty awesome. Like hip hop and like samurai. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. I love that. And the animation was amazing on that show. Full Metal Alchemist, yes, Full Metal Alchemist. What was another one? I'm trying to think. I wasn't a Bleach fan actually. I know this might be weird, but I never got into Bleach. But I did like what's another one? Oh my gosh. What was another one? Oh, it was a funny show. It's funny when I named this show, people just don't. It was a weird show. It was one of those shows where like the humor was a bit offbeat. It was Bobo. It was like Afro guy had like nose hairs coming out. I actually liked that show. because like I don't know, maybe because the humor, the humor is like it's like black humor, dark humor, but it's like awkward humor, like, and a lot of parody. It parodies a lot of like Western culture. So like if you watch it, and Eastern culture too. So if you watch it, you're like, what are you talking about? Well, for me, I enjoyed it. It kind of reminds me of Shinchan, Crayon Shinchan. I don't know why people used to not like. People thought that mistake. People thought it was a poorly drawn character, but I liked it. That little boy was so funny, and like the references and stuff, it was amazing. I'm also a huge Doctor Who fan. Oh yes, I've seen a couple of episodes of Doctor Who, but I know what Doctor Who is. Doctor Who is very popular in the States. I know a lot of my friends, they love Doctor Who. They're all into Doctor Who. I didn't get into it because I was not, because I wasn't really familiar with it, but a lot of my friends watch Doctor Who. Um, with anything with sci-fi, I was into like Star Trek or Battlestar Galactica. One was another sci-fi. I think it was two. I was not. Those are the only two sci-fi shows I was really into. Um, and normally, if I don't remember the names, but it's only because my father was into like that kind of stuff, like the Sci-Fi Channel. Sci-Fi Channel was pretty dope back in the day. Um, so I'm also, so yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Well, they have new Star Trek shows. I recently saw they had a new Star Trek show. It was a couple of years ago. I thought it was pretty interesting. I don't know if it's still on. The thing with like trying to catch up with TV, especially like living and working in China, like it's not like in the States where you're in the moment and you know what's on. Yeah, Stargate, SG-1, and Battlestar Galactica, Star Trek. Yeah, dude, that'd be nice. I think they should reboot Battlestar Galactica. I'd like to see a new interpretation of that. I thought it was a pretty dope show. Um, Star Trek, they made a new one, but I don't think it did so well. Picard, I don't know. I heard it was not so good. Um, so I'm trying to catch up with a lot of TV, especially being in China. It's hard sometimes. Like, oh, that came out. I didn't know. Of course, the availability of getting it is a lot easier, but just knowing about it, you have to literally like be on the lookout for it. Star Trek is good, but the new Star Trek part, I didn't care for so much. Yeah, well, I guess I won't be checking that. I won't be checking that out. This is Star Trek. Yeah, the Star Trek Discovery. Star Trek Discovery was. I saw a couple episodes of that, and that was really good. Um, but I didn't see. I heard it in the Picard one, and I've heard a lot of negative reviews from that. Oh, I'm disconnected. Let's see. Hold on. All right. A minute there, I was disconnected for a bit. So yeah, anime, manga. Yeah. I remember reading a bunch of mangas back in the day. I don't know, man. Like it's like as you get older, you realize the things that you're so into, you're like it's just like fading away. Like I remember seeing that. What's going on? And you realize there's just so much that you're just like missing out. And like, on that, indeed. Thumbs up on that one. Seriously, thumbs up on that. Oh man, Star Trek, Star Wars. Actually, speaking of Star Trek, we'll flip on. I don't know why I'm mentioning Star Wars, Star Trek, and Star Wars. I saw the new Star Wars film that came out last year. The what's it? The Last Skywalker. I don't know the name of it. Wow, I know a lot of Star Wars fans are going to be like shouting at me on the comments section if any of them watch this video. But the last one, the newest one that came out last year, I thought it was okay-ish. It was okay. I think they they really messed up on this new trilogy. I think that the story was a bit off. It's like, yeah, last one. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, like, now that I think about it, I think they messed up the whole story. Like, they could have. It was all over the place. It wasn't really like a linear, like, thing, right? Like, if Palpatine was like hinted in the second one, I think people were like, "Oh wow, he's gonna come," but like he just came in like out of nowhere, like, "Yeah, I'm back, and I'm gonna, you know, join me, give me your soul," or something like that. It didn't make sense. I think that whole movie was just disjointed. The first one was good. The first one was like, wow, there was hope. And then the second one came out, was like, okay, this is not, this is okay. This is not what we want. This is okay. I don't think I like this. And then the third one come out, I was like, okay, this is way off. Like, you just going in deep end. It's like thought. yeah, I'm back. Surprise! Oops, I died again. Crap. You know, I think I read an article. I don't know which article was it, but Disney. Get this, Disney had thoughts of deleting the whole series and starting over again. There was talks about that. I don't know how recent it was, but Disney realized how terrible the movies were. I mean, like, not want to say terrible wise, but just the way the whole shindig went down with the movie. And they were like, I think maybe we should just start all over again. Like, just erase it. Like, it never existed. And we'll start all over again. And I'm like, why Disney? And it's funny now because a lot of people are wondering, like, what if George Lucas, yeah. Now everyone's wondering, what would George Lucas think of the series now? Like, what if he directed it? But I remember people were so anti George Lucas. Like, why George Lucas should never direct another Star Wars movie? It's terrible. You know? And now everyone's like, George, like, maybe we're wrong. Maybe you should have directed the new one. Maybe it would have been better. And so, but he sold his whole property to Disney. So nothing he could do now. All he can do is crouch down in the fetal position and cry. You know what I mean? But to be fair, I mean, if you look at, when I look back in the original Star Wars movies, like, they weren't that bad. Like, special effects weren't bad. The way it was set up wasn't too bad. I guess the biggest complaint I've had with the movie, with the George Lucas movies, the 2000s ones, like the Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, was the acting. I thought the acting in the script was just terrible. I thought that they could have gotten better actors. Maybe they could have wrote more of a better story. But as movies as a whole, they were okay. And actually, the movie improved as he kept making them. Like, it's like each movie got better. But in terms of a whole, they were okay. And maybe part of it's because it was during my time. So, like, people watching during my time were like, well, it's pretty nice. But in hindsight, the acting was awful. Like, the acting was awful in George Lucas movies. And, like, the special effects were pretty amazing. I thought the action was dope. I thought the Revenge of the Sith was pretty good. Revenge of the Sith, yeah. Revenge of the Sith was really good. Was really good. I think George Lucas wanted to cram in a lot in his movies because of the time. Like, 2000s, like, that's when special effects was like a big thing now. Like, everyone wanted all their special effects. That was like the hype, like the Matrix and all that. Everybody just wanted special effects. But I think his script writing was a little bit hollow. And I think if he would have fleshed it out much better, I think many people wouldn't have hated the latest Star Wars movie so bad. And the whole Jar Jar Binks thing. I think that's what really. I think the Jar Jar Binks thing was what gave him a big scar in his for the rest of his life. Why you added Jar Jar Binks? It's funny because, like, the newer Star Wars movies, everyone was like conspiracy theorying, like, Jar Jar Binks is actually the real culprit behind what's going on. You know, like they want. It's funny they hate Jar Jar Binks, right? But they kind of semi wanted Jar Jar Binks to come back in a sinister way. I don't know. Star Wars fans are a bit weird, but you know. But I think the newer movies that came out, I thought that they were okay, but the story was just too much. The story was all over the place. They weren't focused. I think they were just like, we should do this. Maybe we could add this. Maybe we can add that. It was just like, it was like going through a corn maze and finding out that you're actually never going to get out the corn maze. You're going to another corn maze. And you're just shucking corn after a while. It's like, well, Palpatine's popping out. You know what I mean? So, but I will say this. Out of all this, like Disney Star Wars thing, I would say The Mandalorian was probably, it's like the shining bright star in this whole thing. I actually seen the show and I actually enjoyed The Mandalorian. I think that show was pretty awesome. I like the writing, the special, like everything. It's legit pretty good for Star Wars. Shame is Disney. What can you do, right? You know, Disney is just Disney. You know, they'll do anything to pump out movies to you know, make that money. You know, we got this shiny IP. Let's go ahead and crank out these movies. You know what I mean? Some of it lands pretty badly. Some of it's okay. You know, like the whole Marvel thing. I think it's okay, but I'm hoping that Disney can realize they can slow down a bit. Be like, let's take our time and make actually good movies, not like just pump out action figures and toys. Make movies that people can actually like enjoy and like not give it bad ratings. Like majority of all like except for the Marvel movies, but like a lot of like the Disney remakes, like the Lion King and Aladdin, they got like poor reviews. Like, you know, it's just nobody wants to see that. Like I prefer just leaving it as is, right? But they gotta refresh those IPs because that's what makes the money for them, right? So yeah, I think Star Wars. Star Wars is a big enough franchise where, I mean, I think a lot of new people who watch it, like younger generation, they probably won't understand what's going on. But for people like us who've seen it all, not me going further back. I wasn't born in the '70s, but like when the Star Wars I saw in my generation to now, I would say the Star Wars now is a lot better, to be honest, than the George Lucas one. Just slightly better. But I think that they keep talking about remaking Back to the Future. I hope they never do. Yeah, I understand, man. Hollywood with all these like remakes, man. But like if you think about it in the business side, it's like, well, if it's an IP, they have to like keep renewing it for generations, right? But in the bad side, it's like they don't do a good job. They just rehash these movies and like they're just no good. This script is terrible. Cool, like the DeLorean is back. You know what I mean? I would say if they do remake it, I wouldn't even call it a remake. To put it that way, like maybe like if the same guy makes Back to the Future, maybe like now in like present time or something like that, like with the same cast, maybe it'd be okay. But if they're like putting like some, I don't know, that guy from high school singing, what's it? High School Musical. He's playing Michael J. Fox, and I don't know who's the guy that played. Oh, some random old white guy. play the professor, right? The scientist, right? You know, I don't know. It's gonna be terrible. Zack Snyder makes Back to the Future remake. I don't know. The original director Michael J has super background, so he couldn't do it. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it'd be difficult. I think they just leave it alone, man. I feel like certain franchises they should just leave it alone. You know, I think Hollywood we need like new creative, like there needs to be something new, right? Yes, I understand that some people are nostalgic and like they want to revisit that, but I feel like, you know, there's a lot of new stories to be told and new ideas that can be refreshed and fresh for people to see. For like, you know, I think that's, I guess that's what it is, in my opinion. I think that's what should happen. Because otherwise, like, people just get, you just, every time you watch a movie, it's like, oh, another remake. You know, let's remake. I don't know. Let's remake Flashdance. Remake Flashdance. Let's remake. I don't know, Dancing with Wolves. Instead of Kevin Costner, let's add. I don't know. What is it? Bradley Cooper. Imagining Bradley Cooper in a remake of Dancing with Wolves. I don't know who would direct. I don't know. I think it's just what is that? What is that movie where was it Kevin Costner or one of the guys? It was Waterworld. I don't know. You remember that movie where he was like in the ocean somewhere? You need to remake that. Remake Sandlot. I'd be hilarious. Somebody's like watching this later on and like, you know what? That's a good idea. I'm gonna talk to Hollywood. Don't give me credit. 2 months later, it's the Sandlot remake on Netflix from the makers of Stranger Things. They can give you Sandlot. Who played the characters? Man? James Earl Jones is still alive. He can make a cameo in the movie still. So like, yeah, I think Hollywood, man, they just nothing original. It's all rehash stuff. I think they need to like come up with some new stuff. I feel like I think that's why Netflix is. That's why I think Netflix is so popular. Because Netflix, a lot of movies on Netflix are so popular because it's original and it's very creative. I mean, that's probably the big plus on like streaming sites. The ability and the money they're able to have, right? They're able to like have these artists and create new stories, create new things for people to see. And I think that's something that a lot of these big movie companies can't do. I want to see a remake of some old Steve McQueen movies like Bullet. Who would play Steve McQueen? That's a good question. Who would be the actor to play Steve McQueen? Steve McQueen Bullet. Could you do a Bullet? I guess you can do a Bullet in the 2021. What's it? I would like to see like what would it be like I don't know. I'm thinking some like Charles Bronson, Death Wish. You know, I think they did a remake of Death Wish actually. I don't know if that was good or not, but in that kind of style, not necessarily Death Wish esque, you know, but more in the lines of that kind of plot. Um, I used to see some good like good sci-fi movies too. I actually don't really see much. I guess a lot of the sci-fi movies are okay. That's like what's name? Christopher Nolan is directing it. Tend to be good. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much what I see. Netflix and all these other like streaming sites, they're the future now. They're the ones that are they're the helm of creativity. And I think like especially now with the situation with the pandemic, like a lot of movie companies are now like realizing that streaming sites is actually that's where it should be, right? A lot of these streaming sites is popular. It's been popular. Hollywood hasn't really caught up to that. It kind of reminds me of like when VHS came out. Like how a lot of movies go, oh, VHS, we're not going to do that. And then they end up realizing that, hey, we can make money from that, right? And I feel like that's usually a problem when it comes to anything, right? Something that's so gigantic and powerful, they usually don't like change. But I feel like when things are changing, you either stay with the times or you get left behind. And that goes with everything in life. You know, people want people change the needle without without other folks knowing, right? Things change when you don't realize things are changing. And when you realize things are changing, you're like, oh shit, I need to like I need to move on. I need to move with it. And I feel like that really happens a lot. But yeah, a lot of I think we live in a time where you can access to anything. You can watch old shows, old movies, you can listen to old music, you can listen to new music. Would you rather would you would your better half consider coming on your live stream with you? If I could ever visit her. But yeah. Yeah, but right now, because she's in Thailand and I'm in China, it's been difficult. Like, every day it's like, am I gonna get to see her? It's been tough, but we're okay. Once everything is open up again, yeah, I'll definitely have her on. She's a bit camera shy. I guess it's not camera shy, but I can have her on here. And sometimes she'll definitely help me out on like filming and whatnot. Um, so yeah, I'll have her come up here. But hopefully, when things are opened up 100%, I can fly and travel to be with her, and vice versa. Then I would definitely have her on the live stream. This year has been. It's like this year is like it's a year where like I can recognize what I still don't know. I feel like I'm living. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's a tough year. You know. Sometimes I feel like why did I come back? But then I realized that actually, if I didn't come back here, then I would probably be jobless. So, and right now she's it's a bit tough for her in Thailand right now because it's a lot of people are unemployed. Thailand's a very touristy country, so a lot of people who have jobs don't because of the current situation. So, I'm fortunate to be here and be there to support her. It's just the closeness I miss a lot. So, but I'm hoping soon that things will open up here and I can reunite with her. Until then, I gotta do the whole, the video calls. And I think that's the great thing with technology is the ability to talk to people. And you can, it's not like 20, 25 years ago where like you have to write a letter or like even if you email somebody, they don't get the message, right? But now you can call them like, oh, you're here, and. But I always prefer face to face. I prefer physical contact because it's more genuine. But with this situation, it's like, well, you have no choice but to use the phone. But but great news is we're both safe. We're both healthy. We're both doing our own thing. It's just a waiting game. Just waiting to see when things are open up again and we can reunite. And that's all that matters right now. So then we're just, you know, focusing on our own lives, focusing on what we're working on, and we go from there. But so yeah. And actually, speaking of her, I could call her later. I called her earlier, but she's busy working right now. So yeah, but yeah, I'll definitely have her on the show because especially you know it's very weird, right? I live in China, but like my fiance is in Thailand, So it's kind of like this mixture of like cultures going on here. You got Chinese and American and Thai, and I think it's cool. It's very interesting, very diverse, very unique. You get to learn different perspectives. You know, and as the type of person like myself who, I'm very open-minded to learning a lot about these cultures and even being influenced by them. It's a wonderful thing. Um, I even try to tell her to like, because she likes cooking. She loves cooking, so like, it's just like a really nice Thai cuisine. I'm like, you should do a YouTube channel or you do Thai cuisine stuff like that. I don't see many people do Thai cuisine. Thai food is pretty popular. I think Chinese food and Thai food are like the most popular. Oh, okay. Well, nice talking to you, Snarky. Well, definitely, I think Snarky and I would definitely will be uh, working together on a live stream soon. So you guys need to stay tuned for that. But yeah, Thai food. To Thai food on my channel. How to make tom yum. So stuff like that. I don't know. But so yes. So if you guys have been watching the live stream, pretty much this is my first live stream in a long time. The last time I did one, I think it was last year, maybe a little over last year. But YouTube was like, no, you can't do no more live streams because you don't have 1,000 subs. And I hit 1,000 subs. Yay! Wish was more, but it's okay. And I just wanted to chat with people here. Try to break the monotony of just photography and art, which I will be focusing on more, obviously. But I will switch styles and switch what I'm really going to be focusing on in these later streams. So I will be doing mostly just talking about art, photography, maybe related news, chatting with some of you guys on here who are subscribed to the channel or not subscribed, you're just watching and not subscribing. Just peeping and like, hey, and trying to get a better format for these shows in the future. Because right now I'm actually working on structuring the channel more and make it more polished. I figured better get all the kinks out. I have 1,000 subs. When you get to the top, then you're like everything is a-okay, and then you can be like PewDiePie when you have like 10 million subs. You can just do a meme channel. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is pretty it. This is done. I'm finished. Whoever's watching, I wish you can like say hello or like or share. But anybody else who's watching this later on, thank you for watching. Click like and share and subscribe. Hit that notification button because sometimes when I post videos, and somebody says, you don't post videos no more. You like fell off YouTube, fell off creatively, and like I still posting. I'm not, posting every day. I'm trying to stay, I got a life. I work. Yeah, know what I mean? But I always stay creative, you know what I mean? So yeah, hit that notification button. And I hope I can catch you guys on the next one. And actually, I will be releasing a video coming this week. I'm reviewing on a Canon camera, not the R5, R6, a film camera. I'm just waiting for film to come back that I developed. And also a film review on a film that I bought this film. I did it on a video. I talked about film that I have a collection of. You should check that out. And I will probably review this because I have lots of photos I've taken with this as well. And that's pretty much it. And I will continue from there. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.